everyone, this is Robin, and thank you so much for signing up for my Royal Peacock online class. This is one of my most favorite classes that I've designed in a long time. It's so pretty, sparkly, and we're just gonna have so much fun with it. So thank you for signing up. If you're new to my online classes, welcome. I'm so happy that you're here, and if you're one of my returning class members, welcome back. So we're gonna go ahead and jump in. I'll tell you what you should have received or what you need to be able to finish these cards off in the class. Everyone should have received a pink shiny package from me. This has your class materials, as well as it will have your Peacock ink pad, and your spritzer should be in your package from me if you signed up for my full online class, as well as the Royal Peacock stamp set, along with the detailed Peacock dies. In addition to these items, you'll also need blueberry bushel ink pad, an old olive ink pad, as well as scissors, adhesives, dimensionals, and a machine that you can use with our dies, our framelit dies, the Peacock one. So let's go ahead and open up this package. And there's one that I'm going to start. I don't know where my scissors are. Okay, I am missing my scissors. No, here they are. I have a new pair that I'll just open up really quick. And I don't do a lot of editing, so if you're new to my classes, this is going to be a little bit different than my regular YouTube videos, because you just kind of hear everything. I don't really take anything out. I want you to feel as if you're in my home, in my craft room, crafting around my table with me. Grab a snack, take your time, have some fun. Okay, so here is my class packet. And if you're on my team of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, my team of pink stampers, you have the opportunity to purchase the packet only. So you can purchase the supplies from yourself with your discount. If you are one of my class members and you're interested in learning more about that, just send me an email and I'll send you all the information. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this part up here. That is all packaged nicely. Make sure you open it the right way. Most of you will not have the chipboard on top. This is just a... Okay, sorry. I don't know. My phone is doing really weird things right now. All right. So you will have your 6 Whisper White envelopes at the top. These are to stamp up, to coordinate with your cards. If you want to stamp them up, it's up to you how you want to do that. I'm going to skip around, and we're going to start with the bottom card. So just carefully lift everything up to here, set it down, and we're going to start with the blueberry bushel card base card, and you'll have this shiny peacock on the top. Let me make sure that's all of that one. Yes. Okay, and then you'll have your supply list underneath that. This has all of the materials that I used for this class, as well as the sizes, if you would like to cut these and make some more yourself on your own. Okay, we're going to set all the other materials aside, and I'm going to tell you what we need for this very first card. This is a sparkly-licious card. You're going to love it. We're going to do a fun technique on this. So I'm going to separate these out into 2 piles. You'll have 2 of the berry bursts. I'm sorry, berry burst. Where did that come from? 2 of the blueberry bushel, 2 of the embossed silver foil, 2 of the watercolor. This is our brand new watercolor paper. And then 2 of this is the designer series paper. And then you'll just have 1 piece of the glimmer paper. I gave you a lot of glimmer paper because we're going to be doing something fun with that. Now for this card, you will need the Stampin' Spritzer, so go ahead and just go fill it up. You might want some paper towels out. You definitely want something to spray this on. I'm going to be using just quite a couple of our background papers. I'm just going to fold it in half just because I'm not near my bathroom. If you're in your kitchen or your bathroom, you might want to do this step there. It's completely up to you. You just want to make sure that it doesn't go through onto your table of any sort. So we will start. I'm going to set this aside because I want us to do this part first. This part's really cool, actually. So we're going to be stamping the peacock. So grab the peacock stamp and then grab the background, and you will need your Stampin' Cleaner, or if you're using the chamois or baby wipes, however you clean off your stamps, you'll need that near you. And we are going to start with the Blueberry Bushel ink, and we're going to ink up the peacock. Okay, so I have it all inked up like this. I have a little bit on my block too, and mine's kind of, I have it on the block like this, so I could use the size E block. You're just going to have this kind of in the middle here. Just press down firmly, or you might want to use your, I think that's going to be a little bit off. That's okay. Okay, that didn't quite work there. I'm going to use a foam pad. I don't really need that for there, so let me just flip it over. I'm going to do that again. I like that this happens when I'm on my video. I really do, because then you can see how I make mistakes too and how I fix them. So this one, it's nice to use a foam pad or a big pad of paper with our photopolymer. This gives you a very good image, and it's going to be a little bit softer because it is a watercolor paper. So I'm going to set that aside, and I'm setting this aside too. Now we're going to be using just the back part here, and we're going to start with the pretty peacock first. Go ahead and ink this up. This is just the little two-step part of the tail, and it doesn't matter if it's straight because I want it a little bit off. I'm going to stamp that first on here, just kind of off to the side a little bit. Put this ink pad away. Now I'm using Old Olive, and I'm going to clean off my stamp. Let me grab my stamp and scrub and my mist. I'm going to have this ready because we're going to be doing this with a couple of the other stamps as well, or cards as well. Okay, got it all clean. I got a little bit of it in my mouth. Some of the spray. Okay, now I'm going to kind of go curve it and go a little bit to the right. So it's kind of staggered in there. Okay, that just looks like a normal, right? A normal card, normal peacock. We're gonna do something fun because this is our fun new watercolor paper. I'm gonna clean off my stamps while I'm just like I would if you were here. All right, so now I'm going to get this ready. Put away my ink pad. Now this is where I would probably do this in the kitchen. So maybe take this over to the kitchen. I'm going to do it on here. I'm going to be very careful. I'm going to take my little mister, and you're going to want to spray it first so you know it's coming out in a mist. Now what I'm going to do, so you guys can see it, is I'm just going to lightly mist it. Okay, now watch it, kind of the colors kind of run. Do you see that? Now I'm going to mist it again. You can do it as much or as little as you want. Now look on the tail, it kind of all starts to bleed. Now you don't want too much because it'll start to really run, but you want enough because you want to get this really fun, beautiful look. Look at that, look how gorgeous that is. So I'm just going to kind of let that, I'm gonna do one more and one more up there. Okay, so now I'm gonna let this dry. That's why I did this. Look at how gorgeous that is. Now you could use your heat tool if you want to speed up the process, or you can just let it dry. It's gonna be a little wiggly, but that's okay. We're gonna do something with it in just a few minutes, so just set it aside and I'll be right back. Okay, mine is all ready to go. I actually use the heat tool to speed up the process a little bit. Now I'm gonna pull out, I'm using the Big Shot. And I'm going to be using, this is where this card gets super fun. We're going to take the framelit that goes around the peacock, and, oops, I did it a little bit too low. That's okay. I'm going to do mine just a little bit up so it's on here, and it's going to kind of stagger it a little bit. Okay, there we go. Doesn't have to be perfect because it's a total, just a background effect. It should fit on there. I'm gonna roll this through. Okay. Now we want to make sure that this comes out. Now that's okay that mine is broken a little bit on the bottom, and that's totally fine. We're using both sides of this, so don't do anything with that. Now we're going to take the Silver Glimmer, and we're going to run the detailed peacock through. I'd run it through a couple times. Okay, so when you pull this out, we are going to be using the opposite side. I already did this 3 times with this video, or twice, and it didn't film it. So this part's going to be off screen. So you're going to run it through once or twice, and then it'll be upside down. So make sure you do it on the opposite side. And then you're going to pop all these pieces out. I'm just using a paper piercer, and I'll be right back. Now I'm going to grab the foam pad again. Now we're going to take the So Very Proud of You stamp, and we're going to use the Blueberry Bushel ink pad. And we're going to stamp this up. This one, you want to make sure that this is all dry before you do this. And we're going to do this in the top left corner. So very proud of you. Now, we're going to give this card a little sparkle and pizzazz, and it's just so fun how it comes together. Let's go ahead and fold our piece of Blueberry Bushel cardstock in half. And okay, now I'm going to take this piece here. Now notice this is a little bit, it's not as symmetrical with the right side because I was going with the size of the watercolor paper. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take this strip of designer paper and grab my snail adhesive, and we're going to just put this on the right side. Leave yourself about 1/4 of an inch ish. So it's going to be right here on the right side. Now we're going to take, doesn't this silver foil sheet look so different with the embossed folder? I used the subtle embossing folder on it. Now this one, we're just going to go ahead and make sure it's even on the top, the left side. And then you'll just have this little bit of designer series paper peeking out. And now we're going to take our adhesive and really get this part down good. I'm adding a lot of adhesive in all the little spots because we want it to really be down. And this one, we're going to have the even top. It should be nice and proportionate. Is that a word? Proportionate. Proportionate, right? It just doesn't sound right off my tongue right now. Okay, I have this all ready. So yours should look this like this. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put some adhesive on the back of our peacock that we cut out from the watercolor paper. Just the silhouette. We're going to take this and we're going to actually offset it a little bit. So it's going to kind of go off and just show a little bit of the silver coming through. And then we are going to take this fun little cutie and we're going to grab some glue dots. Now if you want to raise this one up, maybe I'll do that. I don't think it's too late, is it? I think I'm going to pop it up with dimensionals. You know, you got to do that. Got to make it pop, right? I'm always saying that. So let me do that. Let me pop this one up. Dun, dun, dun. You like my nails for my trip? So we leave in a couple days for our trip to Greece and Italy, and I'm so excited. So I'd have my nautical nails done, right, for the trip and get all of my classes finished before I get on the airplane. Okay, so now I'm gonna, there we go, pop this up, have it offset just a little bit. Now I'm going to take this piece here and I'm going to use our glue dots, and I'm just going to add as many glue dots as I can in the spaces. So you don't want to see the glue dots too much. So you should be able to just stick them here and there and everywhere. Hip, hip, so hip to be square. Okay. Now this one's also going to kind of go off to the right a little bit. And there we go. There is our first peacock card. Isn't it gorgeous? This is, well, it's one of my favorite. I like all of these cards. This is one of my favorite classes. So I think they all turned out just so super cute. All right. Let's move on to card number 2. We're going to grab our pile and let's grab everything up to the peacock cardstock base. All right. And this one you will have 2 of everything except for the ribbon. You'll only have 1. So go ahead and you can cut the ribbon in half. So we'll have 2, 2. You can have a lot of ovals. Okay, set one aside. And now I'm going to use background paper because we are going to be stamping up the peacock, and we're using the peacock color. So let's grab our pretty peacock. And I'm going to ink this up. Oops. All right, now this one, it's not going to get the whole peacock, and that's fine. We just want to get more of the head and some of the body. And I should have used the foam, but I didn't, so I'll just do that. Beautiful. And now let's put we'll keep the peacock out. Grab your little strip of old olive. Grab the little old olive strip, and we're going to stamp, "Here's to an exciting future full of adventures." And that's going to be on the bottom right. And I'm going to try to make it straighter than that. There we go. That was a little off. Now we are going to just grab the old olive. We're not using the blueberry bushel. I really want to say berry burst, don't I? I really miss that retired color. Robin, I gotta stop. Okay, so now we're just going to do just this one color on the tail, just to give it a little bit of dimension. Ta-da. I think I did it a little bit too bright, but it's fine. It all kind of works together. Now we can put this card together. And I'm going to start by layering up my oval. And this is going to go flat onto the scalloped old olive. Now I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to add some dimensionals. Probably just 4. And I'm going to add that to the Whisper White. Just pop it up. Nice. And now I'm going to go ahead and fold over my pretty peacock cardstock and start layering this up. Well, actually, what we're going to do first, and I totally forgot, we are using this piece right here with the old olive again. So go ahead and grab a background piece of paper and pull out this here, and we're grabbing our old olive. And I made this this tail piece, so it is actually looks like little grass. So kind of stamp it up like this. Isn't that so fun? Okay, we've got that. Put it away. Now we're going to take the piece of old olive, the strip, and we're going to add some adhesive to the back, flip it over, and it's going to go right here. And it looks like just grass. Doesn't that look so fun? Look at that. And now we'll take the ribbon. Did we cut this in half yet? No. We're going to cut this in half. This is just our new beautiful in color ribbon, and I love it. It's so gorgeous. And I don't have my tape next to me, so I'm going to just use adhesive. So we're going to just wrap this around like this. Wrap it around. And I'm just going to have some adhesive, pull it tight. This is a good ribbon to do this. Most ribbons I recommend just using regular tape. Okay, while it's upside down, I'm going to add some adhesive on top of my tape, or the ribbon too, so it makes sure it stays on my card. Make sure it's not upside down. I've done that multiple times. All right, and now we will take our dimensionals. We'll add 4. This would be a fun card if you want to make maybe more than a handful or more than a few, if you want to give them in packs. Give them in packs. Am I saying this right? Packs for birthday presents, little packages of cards. My friends love getting homemade cards for me for gifts for them to give away to other people. Isn't that fun? And then I invite them over to stamp with me, and I teach them how to make their own cards. And then they do the same thing for their friends. So it's fun how that works. Okay, there's card number 2. I love it, love it, love it. All right, now we are on to our last card, and that's going to be this one right here. So you will have, okay, let's lift this all up like that. It's kind of tricky how I did this. You'll have 2 thick Whisper White, 2 of the embossed, with the fun one that goes with the Peacock suite. You'll have this little strip here, 1 of each, and now you're going to have 1 each of the regular Whisper White, Peacock, Old Olive, and then you'll have 2 of the circles, 2 of the ovals, and then you'll have some gems and some pearls that we're using on both cards. All right, the very first thing we're going to do is do our stamping. So we're going to keep the oval out, and we're going to keep this piece right here. Now this one, we are going to stamp the peacock in Peacock. So we don't have to clean it because that was the color we used last. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to get my foam out, the foam pad. And I'm going to go ahead and ink this up. Okay, and we're just going to use half because you'll need to make 1 for each card. Okay, there it is. And for this one, I am going to use the background again for the tail, but we're going to use the Old Olive, and we'll be using the blueberry bushel. So let's go ahead and start with the Old Olive since that is the color we used it with last. Go ahead and ink this up. It's kind of off screen, isn't it? Ink this up. See if I can do a better. Okay, this one's going to go more to the right. Okay. Ta-da. Ta-da. Now I'm going to clean that off and put my Old Olive away. Pull out my Berry Burst blueberry bushel. This is what you miss with me not editing it. I mean, if I had edited that, you might not have heard me call it that every single time, right? Just add some fun to your class for you. Remember, Robin, when you were so sad to see Berry Burst go that you talked about it for the year afterwards? And I'll say, yes, I remember, because I was so sad. All right, now I'm going to ink up the blueberry bushel. Robin, I will get it right. Probably by the time this ink pad expires. Okay, so now I'm kind of going off to the left a little bit. So it just kind of gives you a fun, you know what a peacock looks like. So when my daughter Caitlin was in kindergarten, we lived in Florida, and she went to a private school, just a little fun little school, and it had peacocks. There were peacocks that actually lived on the property. It was the coolest thing ever. All right, so now we're going to pull out Pretty Peacock again, and we're going to grab You Are Incredible. You Are Incredible, and we're going to stamp it on this little oval here. There we go. Now it's time to do a little big shot work. We're going to be using, where did I put my card stuff for the cards? I'm really confusing. Oh, why did I put these all over here? Okay, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean it. All right. Okay. Put these all back over here because I need them. So this is what we're using the big shot for is, oh my goodness. Hug. It's one of those moments. My glue dots just rolled all over my floor, but it's okay. I'm not editing it out. I'm sorry. It's one of those weeks. We've actually had a really crazy week around here, so I'm just going to do my very best because that's all I can do, right? So let me pull out my big shot, and I'll go ahead, and I'm going to use the frame on this one here. And then, so I'll just frame that around there as best as I can. And then I'm going to be using, each of these will have the same feather. So we're going to do the big feather twice. So you'll do it 1 for each card with each color. So I'm just going to, on the video, I'll just do this one, and then I'll do the other one off camera and poke it out and everything. So I can just run this through. I might do it on, we'll see. We'll see what it's like. Still need that. All right. set that aside. Okay, I have this here. It's ready for this. I'm done with that. Okay, I'll pull that out in just a minute. Okay, we're going to run this through. Remember to save room for your second one. Okay, time to put this card together. And just kind of carefully, you know, just pull these through. Some pieces might stick a little bit more. Just got to be careful. Okay. And I think I'll do the other one off camera because I need to charge my camera real quick. Okay, I have both of these cut out, and now it's time to finish up the third and final card. I am going to grab my paper trimmer really quick, or you can grab your Simply Scored, and I'm going to score the Whisper White cardstock at 4 1/4. What a score does, it just gives it an impression. It doesn't cut through it, just so you can fold it over easier because our white is pretty thick. Okay, now we will take this background that's been heat embossed. I'm not heat embossed, dry embossed, and I'll put it through here. And I'm going to add this right on here for the background. Now we're going to take this little strip of our beautiful Peacock designer paper, and this is just going to go across in the middle right here. Okay? All right. Just ignore Bella barking. I'm not even going to edit it out. My husband just got home, and so she's so excited to see him. So what I'm going to do here is I'm taking both of these feather pieces, and I'm going to add some adhesive just right back here. And I'm just going to have it kind of sticking out like this. Just kind of some fun little background. And now I will, since I am putting this on top of the glimmer paper, I need to make sure I have glue dots too. So I'm going to add some dimensionals. Where is this going to go? It's going to just kind of go up at the top. So let me just put some dimensionals right here. And then I'm going to add, this is the trick to help your dimensionals stay on top of glimmer paper or anything with like glitter that just wants to come off, because the glitter wants to come off, right? So we're going to add this. This is going to go on here. I'm going to make sure that I have it where I want it. Okay, I do. And now I'm going to just add regular adhesive to the back of this one, but we're not done yet. It's going to go right here. And then we're going to take some more dimensionals, put them on the back of our oval. 2 will work. And I'm going to put this right here. You are incredible. We're going to take, I'm using a bone folder, and I'm going to take these rhinestones, and I'm just going to put 3 on the tail. If you have an extra package at home, you might want to put more on here. Okay, and now I'm going to take the pearls, and you just need 1 pearl, and I'm just going to put it in the eyeball, in the eye. There we go. It's got a big pearly eye. Okay, there is our last card for this class. Let me show you all the cards that we made. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and I hope you really, I mean, this is really one of the best classes. I love it so much, and I love it because it's so sparkly, and I was able to utilize colors that aren't normally in my zone. So the Peacock really works beautifully with so many. This is one of our new in colors. It works well with so many of our colors in our current palette right now. So I hope you have fun playing around with it. Thank you so much for signing up, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.